Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now VARESA has of course just recently released, and if you saw our summoning video, you know we managed to get both her and Shenyun in only about 120 pulls, which I'm very lucky about. But you know what better thing to do now than to try out our brand new limited 5-star. Now one thing I should note is that there is a plunging attack increase here on the second half, as well as the fact that J Plume gives you free aggravates, Electro is really good against the Asamon, and then, you know, for Chamber 3 she's also pretty decent. So I actually have decided to record this before I fully build my VARESA. We'll just insert the team here real quick. My iansan isn't fully built as well. If we quickly go into character details, now character builds will be at the end, but real quick, as you can see, VARESA is level 80. She's not on her best in artifact set because I will be doing a video of me farming for those and I haven't done that yet, so we will have to wait for that. And then her talents are 868 instead of, you know, like 10 9 10 as I'm planning to do. And then for our iansan as well, she's only level 70 and her burst is only level 6. So all in all, this VARESA performance will be very far from her full performance. Also, my chevreuse is in C6 and chevreuse is, I believe, C2, and then iansan is C2, I believe, or yeah, C2 and C4. So yeah, neither C6 4 stars, not fully built either. So yeah, like I said, character builds will be at the end, but hopefully this will allow us to counteract these buffs so that this is a more realistic and fair performance for abysses which aren't made fully for her. And then for the first half, we will just be going for this neuvillette team. Now, I wanted to get my Shao team up and up running so that we could run a double plunge team, although I haven't had the chance to build Shenyun as much as I'd want yet, so that will have to wait for another time. But yeah, with that being said, let's just hop right into it. But real quick, if you want to pick up a VARESA yourself, then I have the perfect thing, and that's today's sponsor, lootbar.gg. You can use lootbar to top up in games like Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail and save up to 23%, which now applies to Xbox and PS5 as well. Lootbar leverages favorable exchange rates and uses Hoyo versus partner routes, so you can get the most affordable prices and still enjoy the top up bonuses you would in game. Transactions on Lootbar are safe, simple, and secure, as you only need to enter your UID and your region, and you will get fast delivery. I decided I'm going to buy one of my friends the Welkin Moon as a little gift, so I just go here, copy and paste their UID, and then just have to enter their region, and then I just press top up now, and I received my purchase in literally less than 10 seconds. Creators like Ride and Shotgun, Tavat Times, and Mordex Tryhard are also collaborating with Lootbar, so they are trustworthy, and they also have thousands of positive reviews on Trustpilot. And I've used it myself before, so I can vouch for the authenticity, speed, and security. New users can also get an extra 8% off, so be sure to check out Lootbar with the link in the description. Thank you to Lootbar, and back to the video. Alright, and here we are in Chamber 1, and we do actually get ourselves a crit buff. Now, VARESA does have 100% crit, although I guess a little bit of extra crit damage will be nice. Now we are just going to start off here doing our typical rotation. Up, that's Swelled Cryo. I was meant for that to Swell Hydra. Oh, okay, we just didn't Swell Hydra, so I know that isn't doing as much damage as you normally would. A little bit of scuff, but to be fair, who really cares? We should be fine either way, and we can just reset for the next rotation. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just very curious here how VARESA is gonna go. Now, I have only played VARESA so far in the overworld, so yeah, I am very curious as to how she is going to feel to play. I'm not even sure what her ideal rotations are. I haven't even watched any guides. Swell Cryo. Damn it, I think we swelled Hydra. I wanted to swell Cryo so that we can get the Electro Guide shield off quicker, because that's kind of why I picked citlali here, just because a Cryo shield with only Hydro can be a bit annoying. But yeah, like I'm saying, you guys might see kind of noob gameplay when it comes to VARESA, because like I said, I haven't watched any guides. I don't know what optimal rotations are. I'm just going purely based off vibes. I know the basic attack chain, but I don't know how often I should do it. But yeah, you guys, that all will be revealed in due course. Now, we did manage to clear this in 67 seconds with our neuvillette, so we have a little bit of time to spare for our VARESA. What I know I want to do real quick is that I want to charge attack there so that we can trigger an overload. Chevreuse is hold, E, iansan, EQ, and then unfortunately, she managed to summon her snake. Okay, mini burst, and there we go, decent hit. And second rotation, our second plunge misses, but we can use our burst here, and now I think would be a good time to switch. Never mind. Okay, this is annoying. I am gonna okay, we're not gonna get the overload reaction. Okay, like I said, a little bit of scuff here. I just about know what to do. Oh, okay, we don't get a reset after we burst on the chevreuse. Whoops, that's awkward, but you know what, we're just going to go into VARESA's rotation anyway. This isn't going to do as much damage as it could, but yeah, what I'm doing here is I'm just doing E, charge attack plunge, E, charge attack plunge burst, and now we're going to do it again. I think we can do that twice over, should be fine. And now, okay, that should have triggered an overload, so we should be dealing more damage now. Ouchies. Okay, let's see how quickly do we clear. We're nearly done here. I think I'm just gonna spare myself using the ult. Actually, to be fair, it only costs 30 energy. I could have done it there. But yeah, that was under a 90-second clear, I believe. I think that was also around 60 something seconds, 70 something seconds. So yeah, a pretty solid clear, even though I did scuff up the rotations a little bit. And with that being said, let's move on to the next chamber. Alright, and second chamber time, and we can actually pick up a nice elemental damage burst buff, which is nice because although a lot of VARESA's damage is plunge attacks, of course, some of that does come from the burst as well, which I'm not sure if it counts as plunge or burst damage, but you know what, just in case, I am gonna take that buff. Now, we do actually have 2 stacks for our neuvillette this time, which is definitely much better going than the first time around. Just start up our second rotation already. This guy should go down pretty damn quickly as well. Would be nice if we could have bursted there on Kazuha, but it's fine. We can just save it for the PMA. He should go down in a one stream after our burst. There we go. And now just hope the PMA doesn't do his little TP, and he doesn't, which is nice. So now we can go into a Kazuha burst before switching back into him so that we can refresh as well, because unfortunately Viridescent only triggers if you are on field. Now obviously Shalonen would be slightly better here rotation-wise. It's a much simpler rotation. However, I just decided to go for citlali, like I said, for the little bit of Electro that we have on the first up. Oh, I was meant to be doing a charge attack there, but I was just having normal attacks instead. Whoops. But we should be fine here either way. We're doing pretty decently for time. Hopefully I can scale. Yes, I can. Still gives me the energy and the source water droplets as well. Ulting on Kazuha one more time. Hopefully grouping these guys together. Okay, never mind, no grouping. Those guys take so long to spawn in. I swear it's actually so annoying. But what can we really do there? And also this guy is tanking a fair bit of damage, but we should be fine either way. Just go into Neuvillette's ultimate here as well. This should be enough. We shouldn't need to use Furina's ult. We have actually taken slightly longer than 90 seconds, which you don't usually see, although, you know, I can just chalk that up to slightly bad RNG. But anyway, here we are back again with our VARESA. Going to do the same thing here. Apply Electro, Overload to trigger things passive, do the E special attack, and then the burst. And we now burst on Mavuika to do 171k. And we should be able to break these whilst doing VARESA's rotation. Yes, we can. And where are you? There you go. Apply the Electro. And now for our mini burst, he should take a fair bit of damage. I think he did there. And we do have a lot of Electro up, so we should be able to swap into chevreuse again. Yes, lovely. Our rotations are actually working this time. So yeah, basically after iansan's E, we just use her special charge attack and then her burst, and then we go into Mavuika. Keep doing our rotation on VARESA. I think I'm seeing some 90k's there from the ult, 70k on a plunge as well. Very nice. There's no Electro right now. Oh, I've done it again where there isn't any Electro on him, but I still burst. That's unlucky. So I think maybe I normally do the attack chain twice, so basically 4 times I plunge. Maybe we need to do it for a 5th time in order to get it properly. But anyway, we do clear here once again in under 70 seconds. Might actually even be a bit quicker because we took slightly over 90 on Neuvillette there. So yeah, overall it's very quick so far, and you know, obviously people will point towards the fact that there are buffs, but you know, like I said, our build is far from great when it comes to relics, artifacts as well as talent levels on both VARESA and iansan. So yeah, I'm actually quite happy with that, and it's on to the final chamber. Alright, and here we are in the final chamber. We do pick ourselves up an ER buff as well, which won't really change much for us probably, but I guess it can be nice to have as well. Anyway, group these guys up, a little bit of freeze as well, which is very fun here. And now we can just go back to our Neuvillette, and these guys are getting absolutely deleted as we would expect normally. Okay, next up is this lava guy. I don't think we're going to be able to, yeah, we can't swell any hydro here, so we are just going to have to forward vape Neuvillette's ult to try to take this guy quicker, and we managed to, which is very nice. And now this guy obviously has his annoying shield, so we want to take that out before we go back to doing our rotation, which should happen very quickly. There we go. And unfortunately Kazuha doesn't have his ult up, which I would have quite appreciated, but what can we do? We should actually be able to swap back in here into Neuvillette, and probably want to refresh Kazuha's buff here as well, because, you know, obviously it doesn't last very long, neither does Viridescent. And we do take out most of this guy's HP, so he should be going down very quickly here. Okay, yep, he does just crop back up, and now we just go here, finish him off probably in just about 72 seconds, I believe that was. Anyway, final chamber time for VARESA. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I know this boss is mechanical, though I don't know when are the best opportunities to hit him. Anyway, we haven't messed up our rotation here, luckily. And we deal 110k on our mavuika. Now, I should mention, maybe I should have swapped mavuika over to an attack build, but she is still on an EM build because I was too lazy to swap that over. Anyway, E-charge plunge into the mini burst, into one more so that we can keep Electro on this guy. Actually, we can do it twice more now that I think about it. Okay, yeah, so, okay, I feel like that's probably the best rotation. I feel like it's E-charge plunge Q, E-charge plunge, sorry, E-charge plunge, E-charge plunge Q, either twice and a half or 3 times over. I feel like that's the best in soft rotation so that you can keep Electro on so that you don't have to waste time normal attacking before you use chevreuse. Although, do let me know what are the optimal rotations. Those are just the ones I cooked up personally. Need to wait a second there for the buff. There we go. And now we can ult on mavuika again, 140 something K. Okay, once again, E-charge plunge Q, and we missed our first E-charge plunge, but that's fine. Now E-charge plunge Q again, and he still has Electro left on him, but we probably don't need it. Yep, because the pillars are up again. This boss is quite annoying in that he doesn't have a lot of downtime, and he does move around quite a bit. Anyway, we just go here, and you know what? I'm just gonna finish this off with mavuika's ultimate, and we clear in about exactly 90 seconds, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely could have been better there. I feel like if I was slightly better with my rotations, and also if this boss wasn't quite annoying, then we could have done better there. But overall, considering how things went, then I'm pretty glad. Like I mentioned, yes, this Abyss is quite tailored to her, and there are buffs, but like I said, we've compensated for that with the build, which is why I've decided to post this so early. But yeah, with that being said, let's move on to the character builds, some closing thoughts, and the outro. Well then, as you can see, VARESA is very, very strong. I'm very satisfied with her gameplay. Now, obviously, having mavuika does help, although even if you don't, to be fair, 2 of these characters are 4 stars, which I'm not even using at C6, and then you could swap out mavuika for someone else, like maybe a Shangling, maybe a Toma for more sustain, because, you know, these 2 don't heal too much, but, you know, that's up to your own decision. Real quick, when it comes to our build, 61 crit rate obviously goes up to 101 crit rate, 227 crit damage, thanks to Widsif mostly, which is carrying our crit ratio. These are all just pieces I had from farming Obsidian for mavuika, and we don't actually have any Natlan DPS other than mavuika, surprisingly. I just didn't really pull any, because I didn't feel the need to, you know, I didn't feel like I needed Morlani, I didn't feel like I needed Kanich, because I already had Al-Haytham. Pulled Chusk on my other account, so yeah, we ended up with not many Natlan DPS, and then obviously our talents are 868 as well for our chevreuse. She is on 18 crit, which isn't really much considering we do have her on Fav. Don't really feel like using her burst much either. Fav Lance, you know, not leveled up because we don't really need the crit rate of the ER, although it is nice, to be fair, now that I think about it, I could burst. I completely forgot that I have chevreuse on Noblesse, and also that, oh, these pieces aren't even leveled. See, you see, I put these pieces on my chevreuse a long time ago, which is probably why her healing was so crap, but whoopsies. And then 111 1 talent, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to farm for my chevreuse more. 45 crit rate on iansan, 197 ER, so that we can proc both Fav. Her Fav is leveled because she does actually need attack, whereas chevreuse doesn't really. And then for our artifacts here, obviously we are on the scroll set, lot of crit rate, a lot of ER, triple attack as well, so that we have 2300 at base, and that's at level 70 without even using her a little kick. C2, you know, just for that little extra bit, and then 126 talents. Obviously, we really want this to be level 10, but what can we do right now? Mavuika 59.8 goes up to 99.8 crit rate, which is, you know, if we don't miss a crit, that's that's less likely than getting an 95 star, because that's 0.6%. So yeah, 242 crit damage as well. Serpent Spine R1 from when I bought the Battle Pass like 2 years ago, but I haven't swiped since February 2023 on this account, luckily. I would change it to Wolf's Gravestone, but I'd have to build one of those first, and it actually takes quite a bit to level up a Wolf's Gravestone. Unfortunately, I don't have all that many materials for it, so yeah, hopefully I can change that one time. I would use an event one, like I said before, but you know, that's back from version 3. It's quite possible that a lot of players don't have this, so I don't really want to do that. And then constellations, obviously C0 and 1 8 10 talents. Then for our second half team, real quick, neuvillette, 48 crit goes up to 84 thanks to Marche, basically 248 crit damage, a little bit of ER as well. R5 prototype Amber. On Marche, of course, off-piece Flower, just for a little bit of extra crit for more consistency. C0 with 10 6 7 talents for furina. It's 34k HP, 64 crit, 183 crit damage, 222 ER. On a Fab Sword are 1 C0 on Golden Troop, HP, as is her typical build. Talents, 2910. For our Kazuha over here, 800 EM, a little bit of crit rate, 177 ER as well. Sack Sword, because I do not have another copy of Fav, unfortunately. Viridescent, of course. C0 with Triple Crown Talents. And then finally, for our citlali, it's 775 EM, a little bit of crit rate, don't really need it to be fair, 166 ER. She is on Filling Tails, although that doesn't help us in the neuvillette team, that's more so for Mavuika and Arlecchino. And then Cinder City, once again, of course, triple EM, bit of crit rate, bit of energy recharge as well, and 196 talent. So yeah, that's it for our character builds. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, found this helpful. Let me know your thoughts on VARESA so far, and with that being said, I'll see you guys next time.